What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Arc, along with Anthony Morrow. I am Colby Daniels. Amo, my friend, it is good to see your face. Busy week with the trade deadline, but what's going on in your world?
Not much, man. Just working, brother. Just working. Shout out to AG, sports and entertainment, marketing. We working on that. Everything's good here, man. It's getting the snow all cleared up. Kids great. Made snow angels, made snowmen and everything. And just glad to have them back in school.
There you go. There you go. People don't realize how much work it is for the parents on snow days, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot going on. It's always a lot going on. But everybody doing well though. We in the country, we chilling.
There you go. There you go. All right, we got to jump into the trade deadline in one moment. I got to throw a little curveball here at the start because I need your help to settle a debate. This is kind of goofy, so just a fair
Oh, I
warning.
can't hear it. I cannot wait to hear it, Cole.
You'll love this. All right. Could Duck Duck Goose be considered a sport?
What? No. Like, you can't. I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did turn into a sport, but hell nah, man. Come on, bro. There's a lot of sports out there right now. We don't even know, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did turn into something like a real sport. But come on, bro. We ain't even watching the Goose in the Olympics or something.
I'm just saying, like, if you were to get a group of people that train to like be able to jump out of their sitting stance and chase somebody around a circle, and you got to use strategy and everything, I think that it has all of the elements to be turned into a sport if you wanted to. Now, I'm not saying I would watch it, but
I'm
it was an
watching.
entertaining. I had an entertaining conversation about it, so I want to get your take.
Now, if you get like Serena, like if you get like real athletes, like Michael Phelps, Serena Williams, or
Yeah,
something like LeBron, maybe, and like a group of them, we watching that.
100%.
This is gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to pay one of those people enough money to play Duck Duck
There you
Goose.
go. We need to start the first ever celebrity Duck Duck Goose game and tell it. We'll like
Hey,
live stream it.
when we syndicate it
Yeah.
and we get this, we'll be the first ones to do
There we go. There we go.
it, bro. I'm with you. I'm with
All right, man.
you.
February 5th, mark it down. We had the idea. If anybody out there is trying to steal our stuff, we had the idea February 5th for celebrity Duck Duck Goose game. All right, let's talk about a real sport that is the NBA. The trade deadline was this week. It was a pretty wild week, and I was reflecting back on the trade deadline last year when Shams dropped the tweet that Luka Doncic had been traded, and I thought it was somebody scamming us. I was like, Shams got hacked. There's no way this actually happened. It did happen, so I go into this trade deadline expecting that there's no way anything can top that, right? And I think it was on Wednesday of this week. I'm on Twitter. I've
Yeah.
got Shams tweets pulled up in his timeline. And I'm hitting refresh because trades are coming through, and he's tweeting all the breaking news about the trades. And I hit refresh, and the next tweet that pops up says something like OKC guard Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And I thought, there is no way that SGA just got traded. Like, I had that holy bleep moment, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
him tweeting the news about Shea's injury, which because I was like, oh my gosh, is this about to be a trade? I was like, oh, it's just an injury. Other people were probably like, oh no, Shea's hurt, and that's terrible. So it's just kind of funny, a matter of perspective on all that. But crazy week in the NBA, and a week that you have been a part of, as you talked about last week, being traded by the Thunder. But just in general, I mean, what is the vibe around the league this week when teams are making trades and you're on contenders, or you're on a team that is selling and moving pieces to start the rebuild? I mean, there's probably a lot of different emotions on a lot of different teams.
I mean, it's just the climate of the league, bro. Around this time, some people know they're getting traded. Colin Sexton. I like what the Hornets did. That was a good move for them. I like what the Jazz did. we're getting young fella over there. And I like what we did with Jared McCain. That's a big pickup right there. It wasn't the Giannis take that I had, but at the same time, that's a great piece for them to have over there. But just in like general, like mentally, if you in the league and this is what it is, then you kind of just have to go with the flow with the business, because at the end of the day, you still gonna get whatever you're getting paid for your contract. You're gonna get everything that you need. They take care of you when you do get traded. But at the same time, you have to uproot from that city and state and ingratiate whatever talents and business you have with this new team. And that's what it is. But I like a lot of those, I like all of the trades. Colin Sexton went over there. Like I like those trades. Cleveland, like I think they're gonna get better, but I think a lot of the teams are seeing the vision of where the league is moving, and is more about pieces, not necessarily trying to find a three-headed monster
The
team
super
to.
team model, yeah.
They're not trying to do that no more. Like I'm looking at how Jared's gonna fit right in with that Oklahoma City culture. Um, I just I feel like that's what the move is now. And I think these GMs, they're younger, they're smarter, um, and they following the blueprint of OKC, of um, San Antonio Spurs, and I think that that's the way to move with it.
Speaking of OKC, so you mentioned it. They made the move for Jared McCain. Obviously, this is a team that is really beat up right now. The injury bug has hit them hard. They only had 8 players available against San Antonio this week, which we'll get into in a bit. But they added some much needed firepower to come off the bench. Terrific 3-point shooter. I mean, even though I'm repping Carolina. He's a Duke guy. Like I'm still giving it up to him because I
Oh,
think this is a really good addition, and he's a guy that his rookie year, I mean, he was off to a great start with Philadelphia, to the point that I think he started 8 games. He had a stretch of 8 games during that period where he was starting, where he was averaging 25 points a game. I mean, he's got a pretty nice offensive bag, and he's only 21 years old, and you still have 2 club options on him for dirt cheap in terms of like the Thunder having these max guys and needing some role players that maybe don't cost them a ton of money. Like I can't find one element of this trade if I was trying to play devil's advocate where I could say this was bad because I mean it kind of hits every single thing you want it to hit in terms of being positive for OKC and the organization.
yeah, they didn't make a swing, like a major swing trade, like a big swing in terms of trading. I think they did what Sam does. Go get somebody that's gonna fit in these pieces. And when everybody gets ingratiated within the culture, when they get back right, the outside of health, they'll be fine. But that was a great piece to add over there because he did have a great run in Philly before anything, and now he's going to fit right in with all of those guys in that organization and in that city. He'll be perfect. And that's what I said. We talked about this in the beginning of the season. These guys, they're going to go through something. 24-1, you have to, it's 82 games. So like it's not like everybody like, just like they writing them off. But I'm like, no, man, they're the champions and they still have a championship team and championship leadership. And they'll be fine. And that was a big move. I did like the Giannis move, but they might have had to give up too much. I did like that. I still like it, but I get it, and I like the McCain trade. Um, a lot of teams came up like gonna be in a great position. A lot of trades I feel like for the future of the program of the organization. It's not for let's win now. We'll just see how this goes. But I think in like a couple years, like Charlotte's gonna be better. Cleveland's gonna be better. Um, of course, OKC gonna be right there. And a lot of teams made a lot of the Jazz are going to be really good. Like they following that tutelage of OKC and San Antonio, in my opinion, from what I'm looking at. It's going to be a lot of teams that, it's going to make a lot of sense. Orlando, like, we'll see a different climate when it comes to the playoffs in like 2, 3 years.
Well, I know when I asked you about a month ago, like what are you looking for on the trade market in terms of traits? Like the number one thing you said was shooting, and that's exactly what they got. They got a shooter.
42%, 38%
Yeah,
from
38.
three. Yeah, but he can play. Like, he can score, kind of two-way guy. Like, a lot of teams is going after the two-way guys, like 3-and-D guys,
Yeah.
two-way guys. And he's one of them. So it's a move that they're not gonna really realize until like a year later. They didn't understand Shea going to Oklahoma City until he was the MVP. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
like it's just I'll say like a lot of gyms and a lot of organizations are really playing chess right now. So there's so much talent, but I like all the moves. I like all the moves
I
for
kind
real.
of like the fact that, like, I'm not saying the Thunder being so injured is a good thing, but I like the fact that he's coming in right now because it gives him an opportunity to try and fit in immediately, right? Like, they need bodies and they need his skill set as well. So, I mean, it just kind of opens the door for him to maybe be more assertive than he would if the team was fully healthy and he wasn't maybe a key rotational piece. It kind of reminds me of, I think, when Karan Butler came to OKC, I remember the first couple games that he was in the roster, like there was kind of an emphasis to get him some shots so he could kind of fit in. Like, but it kind of felt like it was outside of like what the normal offense was. Like there was a concerted effort to do that.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like that because he's just naturally going to play and they're going to have to like depend on him to be a part of what they're doing. Especially if, all the guys that were hurt against San Antonio, which they had 10 guys on the injured list in San Antonio. If all those guys stay hurt for the next 4 games before the break, then that should give him an opportunity to get plenty of minutes and plenty of traction.
Yeah, they're gonna ingratiate him into the offense, the defense, the culture, everything. He'll be fine. He's perfect for that because that's what he is to me. Like, he gonna end up being a low key star with him coming into that program, like in that organization. He'll be straight. But yeah, like, you don't have to, like how Carmelo was when he went to Oklahoma City. It's different because it's like a Hall of Fame
Yeah.
career, 27, 28, and like you can't look down the bench and say, damn, I feel bad. I can't put Carmelo Anthony in. He not like that. Jared McCain is not like that. But when you look in Karan Butler was like that. You got to change your offense when it comes to him and like Melo and those kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think they made that move because Sam is only going to get the guys that fit right into the culture. They can just plug into the like the offense, the defense, the culture. He's going to get those guys. But I know he was thinking about that Giannis thing. I ain't gonna
100%.
lie. He watched. I know he watches. I know he was thinking about that. But it's all good. I love what they've done uh, with constructing the team. And I knew they was gonna make a move to trade deadline, but I'm not surprised they didn't take a big swing for like Giannis or something like that. But I love Jared McCain. I love the McCain trade though, for real.
I mean,
You
it
guys,
adds more depth, and that's one of the things that I thought was just so apparent about their strength in the postseason a year ago is the number of guys, and it kind of their depth allows them to play the physical brand of basketball they play, right? I mean, because you have 6 fouls per guy. If you're playing 12 guys, that's a lot of fouls where you have that ability to take some risks and gamble, and it also allows you to play with that high motor because if you don't have the depth playing with that high motor the way they do, you're going to gas out if you don't have the players to be able to give everybody their turn to take a breath. So I think it's a great addition. I'm not saying he's like an all-star by any means, but I think just in terms of making a trade that makes you like, are they better with this trade than they were with the draft picks that they had in their back pocket? 100%. So they didn't give up anything significant. Essentially, what this was would you rather have Jared McCain with 2 years of team control at 21 years old, or the a second half first round draft pick, which I think belonged to the Houston Rockets. You're probably talking about a pick in the 20s.
Yeah, I mean, they had these picks in their back pocket for all these years, and it was the right time to use it. And they still have picks, but at the same time, you don't have to blow your entire bench up like you spoke about last episode. I would have got rid of some people if I could get Giannis. No lie, and keep that core together this year. But Sam is that's why he's the genius and I'm not. But no, it makes a lot of sense, especially when it comes to not having to give up your entire future moving forward versus getting a 21-year-old who I think could potentially be a star. Then you get shooting with him, and he could be a kind of a two-way, guy. And I'm thinking that that's how they're gonna use him with that. So when guys get off injuries and everything will come back working how it's supposed to be. But it's the season. It's 82 games. Through 25 games, y'all win 24 games. It cannot just be like this. When people bring up the 73-9 Warriors, I'm like, yeah, man, they were great, bro. But they had adversity during that season too with us. You know what I'm saying? Even though they swept us, I said, look, bro, it's going to be something that's going to happen. Like throughout the season, it's 9 months of the highest level of basketball in the world. And you with these people, you with these guys, you with these organizations, something, injuries, it could be anything. And I really did like all the moves. I was locked in watching all the trades. Vucevic going over there to the Celtics, that's huge for the Celtics, bro. Young fella going over there to the Jet, like
Jaron
it was
Jackson
some real.
Jr. Yeah.
Big J, Triple J went over there, and it was really to me it was real chess moves from a lot of teams. I didn't see any like meaningless trades, and there's some guys that don't have a market that people think they do. I like what Washington did. They got Trey Young.
Trey Young
Who
and
did they
Anthony
get?
Davis.
Anthony Davis over there. That's a different move in the East for people. I just don't. I mean, I didn't see any meaningless moves at all. Because you
Yep.
either trade it for your future, or like in terms of a Washington, like y'all gonna be able to win next year. I don't know about down based off. Hopefully, AD stay
If
healthy.
they're healthy, yeah.
Yeah, and they got some good young Trey Johnson over there. Ain't it? They got some good young pieces over there around that. That's gonna be all right moving forward.
So
But
let's jump into the injury bug because SGA is out with an abdominal. I keep messing that word up. Abdominal strain, and he's going to be reevaluated after the All Star break. So OKC has 4 games left before the break. It doesn't sound like Shea is going to participate in the All Star game. There was when OKC was playing these games with everybody being hurt, you start to look at the usage of Shea, and there was this little thought at one point like, man, he's having to work really hard at the midway point of the regular season. And you just, when everybody else is hurt, that's just putting even more on his shoulders. I don't know if this is a very serious thing or if it's not a serious thing, but I would say that even if it's minor, I think it's very smart to potentially just keep him out, let him rest, and make sure he's 100% there. Like there's no reason to push anything beyond what you need to push.
yeah, it's the dog days what we talked about last episode. Like it's those times. Like if you can keep him out as many games as possible for All Star and let him charge all the way back up after All Star weekend, because it's a lot on him. He the MVP, so he probably does have it's an abdominal injury or whatever it is. Um, yeah, like let him sit for as much as you can, and then after All Star break, we come back and make that championship push because he does a lot. His usage is crazy. Like he does everything. So it's And not saying that like he doesn't have nobody around him, of course, they're the champions. But at the same time, if you can get some time right now for your superstar not to have a lot on him and come back after All-Star break and get them 2 months before the playoffs or whatever it is, then you do that. Because you don't want to rush him back to play if he has an actual situation or injury, or you want to keep him where he's going to be fresh right after that All-Star break, and then we get into a rhythm. Then you got young McCain over there now. Now you got everybody locked in, and you move forward. But it's not like everybody has the rest, like the rest stuff they have going on now. No, you got to know how to continue to keep your superstar fresh. It's not like the disrespect, but the Paul George, Kawhi, like none of that.
Right.
Like Shea wants to play. And shout out to Kawhi and Paul, they doing well. But yeah, I would definitely think about we gotta keep you fresh because All Star is like next weekend. After All Star, you're gonna be able to come back, get everything together, and let's make this championship run.
It's hammer time, right? After All Star break, start pushing the accelerator and motoring toward the postseason.
All days right now, bro. Trade
Yeah.
deadline, it's stress on the guys, and everybody bodies crazy, like going through things like after All Star break was always like refreshing.
Yeah,
And then
you
you
can
got
see it across the league. I think everybody is feeling the fatigue and sort of ready for that reset button to be hit. I was watching the San Antonio game the other night, and I thought very early on, like this thing's probably going to get really out of hand, really ugly. Um,
yeah,
you have your entire starting five out, right? SGA, Dort, J Dub, Chet, Hart. You have Caruso out. You have AJ Mitchell out. Sorber and Topic have been out the entire season. You traded Usman Jiang. So you were, I mean, like bare bones crew for this matchup. And I know Mark Dagnall said after the game, like, we're not taking any moral victories. Like, we wanted to win the game and we're not settling for anything less. But in terms of just being a viewer, I absolutely appreciated the fight that the guys played with that were out there. Kenrich Williams and Jay Will and Aaron Wiggins and Queso. And I mean, all those guys, they fought as hard as I think they fought all year long. And I think as a viewer of the product, like that was enjoyable for me to watch.
nah, man, guys like Kenrich, like getting this opportunity, and all those guys with everybody out right now, it's just it's adversity for them. Like, but it's actually a great thing. This is going to really like put more emphasis on the depth of the team because they're getting the opportunity right now at a time, like I said, the dog days of the season. It's going to make them even better.
I
I
think
can see
Kenrich
that.
last night even said like he has a new respect for the guys that play as many minutes as he played last night because he's not used to doing that.
Yeah, it's
And
different. Yeah,
he
it's
was like, oh,
different.
that's a different thing.
Yeah, nah, they I mean it's gonna make them strong. That's why I always keep them in contention. I mean, it's them in Denver. I don't have anybody else. Like, I love what Houston's doing over there. I love San Antonio. San Antonio is on the way, though. They need to still be worried about that. Not maybe this year, but next year for sure. But you never know with playoffs coming up. I don't know. But I still got them in contention. Like, it's them in Denver in the West. That's it to me right now. Right now. But yeah, those guys came in as next man up. You because they may have went in my mind like if all the guys is hurt, they'll be back, of course. But this might have taken them to from maybe 8, 9 deep in the roster to maybe like 11, 12 deep for real. Because guys getting their opportunities and you have to use those guys. And they're young still. So we'll see. But I like the guys getting their opportunities at the right time at this moment. And then somebody could be an X factor in the playoffs to take out a Denver or a San Antonio or a Houston, you know. and get to the finals, and we'll see what goes on from there.
We had a conversation at the beginning of the season about the Thunder bench players. If you take away the starting five, what would the Thunder bench players do if they were a team in the Eastern Conference? And I think we both agreed they'd make the playoffs. Like if you have the group last night, but you still have a healthy Alex Caruso, you have a healthy AJ Mitchell, which weren't able to contribute last night. With that group last night and those two, I think they're competing for like maybe a 4-5 matchup. Like they're fighting to potentially have home court advantage in the East.
A 4 or 5 seed in
Yeah.
the East.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. But we gotta look. Yeah, Cleveland's. Boston's injured right now. Philly is playing well. Charlotte is playing well. I don't know, bro. It might have to be a. You say 4 or 5 seed. Ugh. Maybe like in the East. I would say like a 7 seed for them
Okay.
because I need the scoring. Somebody got to score. Like your best player's averaging 33 or something like that. What is Shea averaging? 32?
32, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like without that, it's kind of tough. Like on the back end, but they're a playoff team in the East for
If they have
sure.
AJ Mitchell is what 15 or 16 a game this season as a sixth man. I think between
Yeah,
he and Aaron Wiggins, that probably is your. I mean, those two guys are probably your
that's
one-two
what I'm
scoring
saying.
bunch.
Like maybe a 7 seed of the
Yeah,
guys bench because somebody need to be averaging like 26 or something in this generation of basketball, like this time of basketball.
I think somebody
Uh,
would though. Is my point. I think if those guys are playing that many minutes and
if they got the opportunity in the East, they
right,
would do that.
right,
I see it.
yeah,
I gotta see it.
it'd be fun. I mean, we'll never know, but it's fun to think about.
I still with everybody what they averaging coming off the bench in the second rotation. Like, yeah, they can make the playoffs in the East for sure. If that's your starting five in the East,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Which Thunder player would make the best Duck Duck Goose player?
Oh man, I gotta go with the. Let me see. Probably Lou Dort. He's like the most athletic guy.
I was gonna go Queso. I think Queso's just quicker.
Hey, so
Queso.
no, I like that too. I like that, but I don't know. Lou athletic. That'll be
Lou's
funny
gonna
to.
hurt you when he catches you.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was still playing for the Thunder, like now, and this was a question, I swear I would have the whole team playing Duck Duck Goose after practice or shoot around. Probably not shoot around after a
Just
practice.
to
Like,
see, just to see.
yeah, like, hey, let's do because it's I'd have recorded it and everything. Yeah, let me see. Russ would have won back then though,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, no question in my mind.
Russ the Surge. Nah, Surge would have won. Surge would have been close. Russ would have won that though.
Yeah, I mean
Russ
Russ
first.
is probably what a top 5 to 10 physically most gifted player in the history of like physically gifted player in the history of basketball.
Hell yeah, he's still playing. He's
Yeah,
like 17, 18 years in. Yeah, I mean, it was different.
but just
Like he
like
was,
size, speed, like when you consider the size, like speed, just ability, jumping, like just the overall athletic ability, like Russ is easily, I think, on the Mount
yeah,
Rushmore.
nah, he could have. I told Russ, I'm like, bro, you could have played in the NFL. Like you could have played baseball. You could have played in the MLB. Like you could have did anything,
Right.
bro. Or anything. But yeah, he was one of those guys that I always told him I was uh, like, bro, in terms of we be watching, like we was playing on the court. I'm like, we're watching you. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even know, what to do. Like it's just like you just watching. KD was like that too. Um, and when I was Monte Ellis was like that. Monte Ellis was like that. He don't get his flowers enough, I don't think. And Monte out the way, country boy. His son's doing well, high school. But yeah, like it was like some people you just like you forget you on the court with them, you know. And Russ was one of those guys. Monte was really like that too, though, for real.
Yeah. What was the most competitive thing you guys did as a team when you were here outside of basketball?
Oh man, great question, bro. Um, it was like card games on the plane,
Okay.
like that. Uh, we used to have like swimming workouts. I never won those, but back then, but like that, it was like more workout stuff, like who could do more reps in the weight room, like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys ever
But
have
the
like
card,
2K tournaments or anything like that?
nah,
Or
not really.
Madden or like it? Yeah.
Madden, yeah, that was real. Yeah, Madden and 2K, but Madden more.
Okay.
I think we could play in the NFL, and all the NFL guys said they could play in the NBA. Like, but yeah, but it was more like it was a team, but it was more competitive with the NBA and the NFL guys back then. Like I'm pretty sure it's still the same kind of because they all think they can hoop, and we all think we can play the
Right.
NFL, and we y'all can't play over here, we can't play over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's all love though. But yeah, it was like that. But it just depends though, because um we exchange books. You know, we get the best take on it, but it's kind of before our like social
Yeah.
medias or what now. But we'll have conversations, take notes. You know, it's different coaches, different players, everything like that. But it was more of the Madden and 2K.
Okay.
But it was more in the NFL than it was just like team. That's what it was for us.
All right. Last thing, because we're about out of time for today, but you mentioned card games, and you guys are all ultra competitive. I mean, playing professional sports, you have to have that mentality. So there has to be like one card game that stands out as like the most heated competitive card game that you guys ever had.
Yeah, that was not in Oklahoma City though.
Okay.
That's when I was playing for the New Jersey Nets. And I ain't saying nobody, listen, you know, guys play Boo-Ray, which is like a version of like spades, but it's money. So the pot get crazy. So it's like 30,000, $40,000 on the table. So this particular trip we went on, it was like we went to the West Coast from Jersey. And you know, that's like a 5 hour flight, whatever. We was used swing tripping. But they playing the whole time. I wasn't a Blu-ray. Like if you want to play Tump, Spades, something like that, I'm cool. But they was playing Blu-ray because there's a lot of money involved. And I would just be I would watch. Or I'm on a movie or I'm reading a book, whatever. I don't care. It's like 40,000 on the table, bro. Oh, 40,000, bro. I'm sitting there looking. They play the game. We have to get off the plane and go to the bus to go to the hotel. Then we was in, we had just got to LA. We had the Ritz Carlton. They playing on the bus on the way to the hotel. In the back, it's quiet. Bro, it's quiet because it's so much bread because the money go quick with that boorish stuff. So we get on there. We get to the Ritz, bro. And I don't want to say my vet. Both of them was my vets. One of them got outclassed that day, though. We get there. We stay on the bus in the back watching. All the coaches, all the media, everybody's gotten off the bus. But we still in there. I'm like, I want to see who's gonna win this. This is it was like that. Talking about they get up and I'm watching, and we all on the bus. And with a flip of a card, bro lost like 35,000.
Oh,
It was to the point where they was taking notes. People had to get their financial advisors involved. Like it was crazy. And I'm like, I can't do this shit, man. Like I would never do that. That's crazy. But when you're making a certain amount of bread, like I get it because they gamble, you know. It just wasn't my thing. But yeah, flipped the car, 35 bands. Yeah, I got you. And walked off. OG walked out the bus. It went in the hotel. And we looked at we looked at bro. I looked at him. I said, "How you gonna take care of that, bro?" He was like, "I gotta call my people in the morning." I'm like, "Man, y'all think this shit worth that? Come on, dog." But yeah, that's probably the craziest cards situation because we was on the bus when we got to the Ritz for at least like 30, 40 minutes because they kept playing. But the pot was so crazy, he was like, nah, I want to see what happened. And bro lost that. His, he couldn't even play good. I was
Oh,
like, bro, let's go to the gym, bro.
yeah, yeah. Gotta work it out, right?
That's probably the craziest card story. But see, we it wasn't no fights or nothing. Everybody took care of they. Oh, like with me, it was like I would have shooting contests after practice and take everybody money. I did lose to Jordan Farmer on one time, but I beat him all the other times. Shout out to my brother Jordan. That's my guy. But I would be like, y'all want to shoot? Yeah, people get that courage. All right, cool. Come on, let's go in. I done got 300 makes today. You finna beat me? You'll make quick 5, 10,000. But that was that. I wouldn't play cards or nothing like that. Mm, But I'm like, y'all, you can bet on that. I've been doing that my whole life. What the hell you talking about? But nah, that was probably the craziest card situation. Them cars get real. I know some other guys with some other teams, they got violent. And we never was on that though.